How can farmers balance productivity and protecting public health?
I'll tell you what, it's all together. You do every step of the way. There is the reality of productivity comes to the amount of energy inputted, and energy costs money generally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whether that's diesel, feed inputs, whatever. But there's one energy that comes every day, and it's a little bright light, a little yellow light comes up.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm familiar with it.
Yeah. It's familiar, yeah. It gives you a nice tan.
Yeah, well, you must be more familiar with it than
yeah.
me.
Well, see, we've worked out how that you can utilise that energy better because we can take the UV portion that usually doesn't react with the land and create electricity. So we created more energy. So now, okay, so we've increased our energy input to the farm without having to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't buy palm kernel, okay, and we don't like buying diesel because I'm lazy.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't grow any thistles. So we don't need the diesel to cut the paddocks. So we get better grazing. So basically, I've changed my energy input, and my nitrogen production comes from cyanobacteria instead of Taranaki.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're looking at is energy input to output. So if we're doubling the amount of electrical energy in the soil from what we've seen easily, then our energy input into the farm is incredibly lifted,
mm-hmm.
and it came for free.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all we have to do is know how to best utilise it with that energy increase, and that's really what we've seen. Is like that energy increase showed us the warts and all. It showed us the bad stuff, the good stuff, the horrible stuff, and the stuff that you just never ever wanted to go and do again. Mm. But as we've moulded these issues to work out, okay, we can fix this, so we can actually utilise that free energy that comes from the sun and turn it into products. Now, every single product, like they take methane and or LPG and they turn it into nitrogen. Okay? So why don't you take sunlight and get cyanobacteria and turn it into nitrogen? Okay? So you didn't have to go and buy anyone else, and it did it for itself in the soil. So all I'm saying is, okay, I'll put a nitrogen factory in your soil.
Okay, so that actually works very nicely into my next question, which was going to be, how does soil biology act as a filter for nitrates and other pollutants?
Well, there you go. If they are there and the fungal species are there to clean, it will just happily trundle along. Now, what's the big move at the moment? They want to move away from, and you want to move to alternative energy?
Yeah.
Oh, so if I turn my farm into a whole solar panel and I didn't have to actually pay massive quantities of money for this solar farm, but I just put it in there and increased my production and brought down all the oil-based products that we needed and all these other things, don't you think we've done a really good job? Don't you think we should start celebrating and dancing in the rain and all that sort of stuff that, hey, presto, we've done what they wanted us to do.
Yeah.
And inadvertently we gave them the bird.
I love it. I love it. There's an analogy there. It's a little bit like, no, just correct me if I'm wrong, if this is a bad analogy, but over the last few years, electric cars got kind of fashionable. Not amongst farmers, but we know that that's sort of happening in the cities. And for those that know just how incredibly environmentally damaging it is to make an electric car, you perhaps, or the world perhaps, would not want to go on this tangent of trying to buy them. And I think people are coming to that awareness. But is this not a little bit like we take our existing petrol-powered vehicle and make it so efficient to run that it's far more eco-friendly than some other modern solution that's trying to be pushed upon us? It's almost like you take the good old V6 that you've got and it runs like it's a 1-litre petrol engine, just so efficiently.
That's the thing that,
and that's considerably more environmentally friendly.
That is exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Is that the farm can be incredibly productive. It can be incredibly clean. It can be the source of health just by merely changing our focus and getting over the paradigms that we trip over in our own egos every day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all right to be wrong because, the way we did it hasn't worked, so let's do something else. It's like the madness is like, no, I haven't got any hairs in my head, but I better keep checking in case I do.
Is that a metric? I must check.
Well, they haven't gone yet.
Yet. Okay. So, are there any practical steps, like with the if we go back to the filter for nitrates? Is there anything immediately? You mentioned the fungal species, but is there something that someone can do right now?
Educate themselves.
Okay.
That's number one thing.
They're already listening to this.
They're already listening. If they're listening to this,
they're on a path. They'll get in touch.
They'll get in touch, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess one thing that I've looked at over this whole process, I came across a lot of people doing things that were selling products that were really good. I mean, one great friend of mine, Tom Harris, he's not here anymore. He did a fantastic job with BioC and the liquid fish and the fungal species. I learnt so much from him. And in reality, we helped his business hugely, because once we found out that we could do all these things with his products to make us go forward, we would sending people or getting product to put this in so that we could actually make these different products and bits and pieces. And from that process, it just evolved into us doing all these different things to come to one business. Now, it would be just really nice that everybody got educated on how to do what I'm doing, but at present, they're not. Mm-hmm. And we supply a service and educational process and products and ways to do this because we know it works. When other people start to wake up to the different options in the process, well, there'll be a more diverse bunch of people out there. And as this whole evolves, because I can't see this business going on forever, because once people get educated to the point to get their soils to a certain point, there shouldn't be a business.
True. It's going to evolve out of that business.
It should evolve out of it.
Structure.
Yeah, well, there should be no reason, because once we get our farms and everything functioning really, really well, they have an immense ability to self-replicate and just keep going.
And self-heal.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So, I'm starting a business. It's like our mineral Vitus. I say, look, you'll need it for a year or two when you're getting your cows and your cows going to calve it. Like, it's great for 2 months beforehand. It really helps them get mineralized enough so that when they get into calving, there's not the issues while you're in transition. Mm-hmm. But basically, I don't expect to sell a lot of product to that person after 2 years. If I fix the soils or gone that with that, they'll be past that. They might feed a bit to the calves. But
well, that is actually the test of how good a product is that you don't become reliant on it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so, like, even when I'm looking at soil tests, I was looking at some friends, clients, so many of them, they down in Taranaki, and just trying to understand what's been going on, because in that area he's been the first one to push that out. And we've, when you talk and you deal with these people and go, yeah. And the brew for this year for him has changed a lot. He doesn't need the fungal species. He doesn't need the cyanobacteria. They're already there. So now we're looking, we've got to isolate this and this. So we get more money to spend on the issue that's really causing the problem right now. And so he can bounce out of that. Now, isn't that the way that we should be looking at it? You don't go and take the car into the garage and say, my front left wheel bearing's buggered. We don't look at that today. We're going to look at the back brakes. Okay, but this is the silly thing that how we approach. Like, yeah, but what's your Olsen P? I said my front wheel bearing's falling off. What the?
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. Okay, so last question actually is, what do you think it'll take for farmers and policymakers to work together on these issues?
There's no need for any policy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just using your frickin' scone. Like, if the bloody dairy company or the meat companies actually, or people organise them into the right mechanism, you'll create your own policy as far as how you produce the beef or the sheep or the lamb to the market.
That's huge, Ewan, because a lot of people feel, I guess, controlled by the government.
Totally. But who are they? I have written a book about that.
You've written a book about that.
Yeah.
How convenient that should come up at the end of this one. But, okay. Okay, well, look.
Look, people need to work out, those that produce nothing should have nothing to do with your business.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem we face, is that the ones that are producing nothing are telling us how to do it, and that's why we're in a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't supplant a bureaucrat and put them on the farm and say, look, you milk the cows for the next 12 months and we'll see how you go.
And then let's talk about policy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah.
because they've got no concept of what the issues are. And I keep saying to farmers, they've got incredible skills, amazing skills, but we've got to start thinking about how to utilise those skills even better and how we come out the end as an educated society by our own experiences and our own right and our own products, and that we paid for it, not them. Now look at Dairy New Zealand. They take money, and I'll say the meat board as well, they take money by mandatory to do your science and do whatever. Well, some of these farmers are paying fortunes to these people to do supposed research. And has it got any better? No. Okay, so it didn't work, did it? So what's that thing? Oh, hold on. I just got to check whether those hairs are growing on my hand again.
How are they going?
Not there yet, but
Not
I'll
there
keep
yet.
checking.
Okay, yeah. You might be looking at the wrong side, but
Well, people know this, but they haven't been able to stand up to the whole process. And it just really annoys me when I see what has happened. And I guess, they go, oh, look at all the shit that's happened to you. But I mean, I'm so much happier that I know myself. I know what I've done, how I've done it, and I ask these questions. And these people that come charging at you, go, yeah, so what? Has it helped community, what you're saying?
yeah.
Keen to dive deeper? Check out our audiobook and EcoFarmer's Discovery on Spotify, or grab our free ebook, The 6 Things You Need to Improve Soil and Farm Profit. Links in the description.